Real Madrid's decision to secure Joan Martinez with a blockbuster release clause and a fresh contract reads like a chess move more than a transfer headline, because the club isn't just protecting a player, it's protecting an idea that the next generation can be homegrown, hardened and priceless. Joan's path to this moment is a classic mix of potential and pain. He arrived at Valdebebas after years in Levante's academy, a tall, composed centre-back who stood out for his aerial presence and calm under pressure in youth internationals. Pre-season glimpses of him training with senior players convinced scouts and staff that he had the attributes to grow into the first team's spine. But then the cruel reality of football struck. A serious ACL injury that threatened to derail his momentum just as doors began to open. The recovery that followed was technical, grueling and patient. Surgery, months of rehabilitation, incremental returns to training, and a mindset that refused to rush the process. That return matters because elite clubs weigh risk differently than fans do. Real Madrid saw a profile worth protecting and they acted decisively. By extending his deal through 2029 and placing a Euros 150 million release clause on a player still rebuilding his body, the club sent a clear message to rivals and to the player himself. You belong here and we will not let you be picked off cheaply. On the pitch, Joan offers the blend modern managers crave, height and strength to dominate aerial duels, the mobility to step into the midfield line when the team presses, and a comfort on the ball to start play from the back, rather than just clear it away. Those qualities fuel the inevitable comparisons to past leaders like Sergio Ramos, not as a literal carbon copy, but as an archetype, brave, vocal, and willing to impose himself in key moments. For the squad, the clause recalibrates planning. Veterans and established centre-backs now operate with a clear succession plan forming in the background. The club can choose to blood Joan progressively, using cup ties and late league minutes to test him without the panic of losing him to a rival. Commercially and strategically, a big release clause does two jobs at once. It deters predatory offers, and it signals to the market that Real Madrid values its academy output as core assets, not mere fringe projects. The human angle remains central. A young man who endured a serious knee operation has responded with discipline and humility, and that mental profile is often what separates promising teenagers from dependable professionals. What to watch next is simple but crucial. How quickly he is integrated into first-team training sessions, whether he earns minutes in competitive matches, and how coaches manage his workload to avoid rushing a fresh recovery. If he thrives, we'll look back and see this contract as a masterstroke of timing. If not, it will still have bought Real Madrid breathing space to cultivate another candidate. Either way, the dramatic headline, an 18-year-old with a Euros 150 million price tag, will have done its job. It forced a conversation about long-term planning, medical resilience, and how elite clubs balance development with protection. For fans who crave instant results, Joan's journey is a reminder that some of football's biggest bets are made quietly in corridors, medical rooms, and contract negotiations, and that when the right talent meets patient strategy, the payoff can reshape the defensive map of a club for a decade.